Fabric, Greg Meyer here. In my podcast this week from Don't Feed the Animals, the Critter of Certainty, I had an illustration in there that I asked you to imagine that might have been a little bit hard to imagine. So I thought I'd actually act it out. Anyway, what it's all about is trying to help us understand how certainty really is a little bit more illusory than we would like to think it is. In fact, it really does depend on your perspective, how we perceive what the truth of something is. So to do that, I asked you to go to your kitchen and pull out a sausage and cut it up and look at it. And I don't have a sausage at my house. You probably didn't have one at yours either, but hopefully you were just trying to use your imagination. So anyway, so I went into my kitchen and I found a potato. And while it's not quite a sausage or a perfect tube, I tried to cut it so it's, kind of like a round tube. I think it'll work. Let's see how we can do it. Anyway, the first instruction was to cut a chunk of the sausage, the potato in this case, out so that it was about as long as it is thick, okay? I think we can do that. I went and got my knife and I got my cutting board and we are going to cut this sausage to be as long as it's thick. So we're going to cut off one of the round ends and see. So it's about that long, that thick. So that means we want it to be about that long, all right? So I'm going to cut right there. I think that's close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, there we got it. Now, that's my first piece, this tube that is about as long as it is fat. The next piece was a little bit more complicated, I said, and it is, and that is, I said we're going to cut it kind of like an arrow. So you start from one edge and you go to the middle of the other side, all right? Does that make sense like that? All right, here we go. Let's see if we can do it. All right, got that. And now we do the same thing going in the opposite direction. So I want to cut right down there out to the next edge. So it's kind of like a fat arrow. I think I got it pretty good. All right, so there I got it. So here's the critter in question. All right, so I want to ask you this question. First, if I hold it like this, what do you see? You see a circle. But if I turn it 90 degrees, so you're looking at it just straight like this, what do you see? A square. Well, not quite a perfect square because it wasn't really a perfect circle in the first place. But if you look at it this way, what do you see? You see a triangle, right? So which is it? Is it a circle? Is it a square? Or is it a triangle? Well, it's all three, and it's actually also just a potato. You can just imagine the people looking at this from those different directions having great arguments about the fact that, no, it's a circle, no, it's a triangle, no, it's a square. And they're all right, and none of them know the whole picture. And certainty can only be had in these complex things of human life when we can see all things from all angles at the same time. And I don't think we can do that. Thanks for wrestling with this stuff with me, Fabric. It's worth thinking about, it's worth wrestling with, it's worth finding ways to live it out.